Today we're going to talk about something huge. It's a force that shapes pretty much everything we do every single day, but most of the time we don't even notice it's there. We're talking about society itself, that invisible blueprint that guides how we all live together. So let's pull back the curtain and see how it works.
To really get this, let's start with something you already know, something you feel every day. The invisible rules.
I mean, think about it. Nobody hands you a rule book when you walk into a library, right? You just know. And you also know it's totally okay to cheer your lungs out at a football game. That gut feeling, that shared understanding of what's appropriate, that's society working on a tiny scale. It's the invisible glue holding us all together.
And what we're looking at here is basically that glue in action. It's this wild, complex web of expectations we're all navigating all the time. It's how millions of total strangers can live in a city and not have it descend into complete chaos. These unwritten rules create a sense of order and predictability, and they're the true foundation of our life together.
Okay, so we've talked about those little intuitive rules. Now let's zoom out and see how those small things build up into something way, way bigger, the official master blueprint for society.
So here's the textbook definition. Sociologists see society as this giant network. It's not just a bunch of people hanging out. No, it's the whole system, the relationships, the organizations, all the cultural norms that connects us and keeps things running. This is the big picture. And if you want to understand that big picture, you have to know this one term, social structure. Think of it like the steel frame of a skyscraper. You can't see it from the outside, but it's the hidden skeleton that gives the whole building its shape, its strength, and keeps it from falling over. That's what social structure is for society.
So if society is this giant skyscraper, then what's it made of? What are the actual bricks and beams? Well, let's break down the fundamental building blocks that create that social structure we were just talking about.
All right, first up, you've got the big ones, social institutions. These are the major systems that every society needs to survive. Think of them as the main departments in the building. You've got family, education, government, the economy. Each one has a critical job to do.
And this is where we all fit in. See, inside these big institutions, we're not just wandering around aimlessly. We all have a specific place and a part to play. Which brings us to the next two key building blocks, status and role.
Okay, let's get this straight because it's super important. Your status is basically your job title in society. You're a student, a doctor, a parent. Your role, on the other hand, is the script you're expected to follow because of that title. A doctor is supposed to heal people, a student is supposed to study. So here's the easy way to remember it. Status is who you are, and role is what you do. Now here's a really important catch. This social blueprint, it is not a flat, even design. Not at all. It's actually built more like a ladder, with different levels stacked one on top of the other. Sociologists have a name for this layering. They call it social stratification. Basically, it's a hierarchy, and your spot on the ladder is determined by how much you have of three key things. Wealth, which is your money and assets. Power, which is your ability to get others to do what you want. And prestige, which is all about social honor and respect. And here's exactly why this matters so much. Where you are on that ladder has a huge impact on your life. It affects your access to good schools, to healthcare, to job opportunities, you name it. This structure is one of the main reasons we have social inequality. So we've looked at the invisible rules, the big institutions, our own roles, and this social ladder. Which leads to the big question. So what? Why does knowing about this blueprint even matter? It matters because you can't fix something if you don't understand how it's put together in the first place. Once we can see the invisible structure that shapes our lives, we can start to pinpoint the real problems. Knowing this stuff isn't just academic. It's the first absolutely critical step toward tackling huge issues like inequality and actually building a better, fairer society for everyone. So I want to leave you with a final thought. Now that you've gotten a peek at the blueprint, if you had the power to change just one part of it, one institution, one role, maybe one rung on that ladder, what would you change and why?